Last time, we got the GTI to start up for the first time in over 2.5 years. When we started it up, we noticed that it didn't sound healthy. The lifters were tapping, there was smoke coming from the engine bay, and it just did not feel right. There was obviously something wrong. So today, the plan is simple. We're going to flush the motor, clean out the lifters, and hopefully we're going to get this thing running smooth. But sadly, that did not go to plan.
Oh shit. There's metal there. That's not good. So as you guys just saw, I drained the oil and this is what came out. I don't even know what to say, to be honest. I mean, I was expecting the oil to maybe be a little bit dirty, maybe some sludge, but definitely not that. At first when I pulled the drain plug, I thought it might have been just like a washer of some sort, but it looks to be maybe a part of the block or the valve train. This motor has sat around for quite a few years. I was expecting something to let go, which is why I did all the maintenance, but I feel like a piece of metal coming out of the sump was the last thing I was expecting. I know some of you guys may be asking, why don't you put the 60,000 kilometer 20 valve AUM block that you just picked up recently into the GTI? To be honest, I would love to, but I have bigger plans for that motor to go eventually into the S3. But at this rate, I am still going to figure out where that piece of metal has come from, because I don't want to start it up again until I finally know what it is. We might end up needing to get another motor. If we do end up swapping out the motor on the GTI, I will be swapping out the gearbox as well. Not that there's anything wrong with this gearbox, but I do have a 60,000 kilometer gearbox that was paired with this motor, and it's an O2J, so I might as well save myself the hassle just in case anything does go wrong, because if I'm going to pull the engine out, I might as well pull the gearbox. At first I was going to throw in some cheap oil and get this thing flushed out and running good again, but at this point I think there's no reason to do that, especially with metal floating around in there. At this rate, I am not starting up the GTI until I know exactly where this piece of metal came from. I think the next step is pretty damn obvious. We're gonna go ahead and drop the sump out of the 1.8T, and hopefully we can find out where that piece of metal actually came from. Regardless whether it's a small or a big issue, metal coming out of your sump is definitely not good. Either way, in the next video, we'll be finding out where that piece of metal came out of my 1.8T, and hopefully it's not too bad, otherwise we're gonna be having to get another motor for the GTI. But either way, if you wanna be there for the process, make sure to subscribe down below, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Well guys, today we're doing the most spontaneous thing I've ever done on this channel. Hey bro. Well, I'm sure you guys are now wondering, what did I come away with? They just left, so I definitely got something.